Waikato District Council has a consent to discharge treated wastewater to the lake from its treatment plant that services the surrounding urban area. The quality of the discharge varies throughout the year, and although it will be compliant for much of the year, at times it is failing. Council's current discharge consent was issued in July 2013 when the population of Te Kauwhata was lower. The current discharge consent does not expire until 2028, but the population of Te Kauwhata has now increased, so we have much more wastewater to process through the plant, and yet we still have to keep within the limits that were set when the population and wastewater generated was much lower, said Special Infrastructure Projects Manager Ian Cathcart. Mr Cathcart said that the amount of treated wastewater from the plant entering the lake is incredibly small compared to the overall contribution of water from the waterways entering the lake. With urgency, we are putting in place the upgrades of the wastewater treatment plant to reduce the overall impact on the lake and meet its targets in the discharge consent, he said. Council is rebuilding the treatment plant to include a new UV unit to be commissioned in December 2021 and a membrane aerated biofilm reactor, or MABR plant, which is scheduled to be commissioned by April 2022. This technology is expected to bring the treated wastewater discharge back into compliance with the consent. The upgraded facilities are partly funded by a $16.2 million loan from Government's Housing Infrastructure Fund that was put in place to assist local authorities in areas of significant projected population growth. We have been working on the current upgrade of the plant when it became apparent we were not able to keep within the current consents for nitrogen, phosphorus and E. coli, said Mr Cathcart. The new design will process the wastewater to a better quality so we can process higher amounts of wastewater but remain within consent levels. But since the new designs were agreed and since early last year with the onset of COVID-19, we have run into international supply chain difficulties that have held up the parts that we have ordered, he said. Aside from upgrading and maintaining the wastewater treatment processes collaboratively with mana whenua and key stakeholders, Council also works closely with partners, landowners and volunteers to contribute to the management of the lake through the Waikato Regional Council's Catchment Management Plan for Lake Waikare and the Whangamarina wetland. Lake Waikare is the largest of several lakes in the upper floodplain of the Waikato River. It is located to the east of Te Kauwhata. The water in the lake is in poor condition due to its shallow nature, 2 metres deep at its deepest, the heavy use of fertiliser in the surrounding district, the large population of koi carp, and to a lesser extent wastewater discharge from the local treatment plant. Article credit to Fuseworks Media on foxy.co.nz.